Do you ever feel that you're not doing enough when it comes to your gear for your podcast or your content creation? It's one of the problems that I've seen so many different people really have is the gear that they use, thinking it's not enough. You've heard me say so many times that all you need is a microphone, a camera, and a solution to a problem. And most of the stuff that you need, the microphone and the camera, you can use recording video with your cell phone. And I'm going to get into some of that in subsequent episodes of the Earl Hall Show as well. We've been inundated over decades now that we have to spend a ton of money in order to create the content that we're trying to create. The truth of the matter is, more people are interested in the content, meaning what are the words that you're saying? What is it that you're talking about? Is it interesting to your target audience? Obviously, my target audience is content creators, people that want to create content, people that want to do podcasting, but they feel that they can't do it at a level that they see so many other people do it. So what I'm doing, especially in this season of the Earl Hall Show, is I'm going to be using, literally what I'm using right now is a webcam and a very simple USB microphone. The setup between the webcam and the microphone, we're only talking $132. And the thing about it is you may already have things right in your own home as far as gear goes that you can use to set up what you want to set up. And again, the video presentation, the audio presentation, so many people don't even really know any difference with the quality of what it is that you're doing, unless it's very, very evident, right? If you've got bad audio, you've got bad video, people are going to notice in some way, shape, or form that it's not quite up to par. But very simple tools are going to get you exactly where you need to be. Now, think about the type of show that you're doing, whether it's a political show, whether it's a talk show with another host, or you're interviewing guests on the show. What is or who is the target audience for what it is that you're looking to do? And are you going to be interesting to that audience? And you will be, because that's what they're interested in hearing. If you have a podcast or a show, one of the things that I want you to take note of is this. It is going to take time for you to build the audience that you're trying to build. More so than concentrating on the gear to try and compete with whoever you're trying to compete with, like a Joe Rogan or someone else that has, hundreds of thousands, millions of followers on their podcast. You want to know and understand that it's going to take a certain amount of time to grow. So how much time are we talking here? How much time is it going to take for you to build your audience? Well, there's a couple of things here, because are people interested in what you're talking about? You've got to know that. But then even beyond that, you've got to give it time to grow. You've got to use social media in a way that's literally going to promote what it is that you're doing. You've got to use social media in a way that is going to get, as people like to say, the word out about what it is that they're doing. But so many times I feel like we don't do enough of that. And we're talking about complete organic growth. Now, if we're going to do something that's going to maintain, as far as grow an audience and maintain an audience and grow organically, you're looking at real numbers here, a minimum of a year to 5 years to grow. Are you willing to put in that time? Now, this is with no money spent on like advertising, on Facebook ads, or anything like that. This is just about you putting in consistent effort over time. This is what it takes to build, but it's so funny. The world that we live in today, nobody wants to take that time. Nobody, everybody wants it in the next 30 days, in the next 2 weeks even. They want to be able to blow up. You've got to understand no one knows who you are, and that's okay, because you're going to build an audience over time. But I know rather, the key thing with all of this is about consistency. I talk about this in so many different videos that I've done. Consistency is going to be a very huge factor with what it is that you're trying to build. I do the Earl Hall Show. It premieres every Friday on my YouTube channel at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when it premieres. And then you can watch it from then on. Even I have a playlist for just the Earl Hall Show that you can watch all previous episodes that I've ever done of the Earl Hall Show. But these are simple things that you can do as well, and it doesn't cost anything to do. You can put up YouTube videos for free. You can understand and learn how to title those videos or your podcast or whatever it is to engage people and make it interesting and to also be found. It's one of those things, being found is probably second to just getting started. Being found is the next hardest thing to be able to tackle and to bring down. So how do you start being found? Consistency, as I said already, I'm going to continue to say that, and you're going to hear me talk about consistency over and over and over again. You've got to be consistent, and you've got to be talking about something that people want to hear about. You've got to find that audience. The great thing about podcasting and creating content is that there's so many different, it's endless amounts of interest that people have. I think so many times when entrepreneurs go online, they're looking for different ways to make money. They're looking for how to do like ads on Facebook or all these things that cost money to do. You hear people talking about hiring a team. That costs money. I don't have a team. This is me here doing this. I do all of my own editing. I do all of my own posting. I do all of my own commenting and replies to comments that come in, whether it be on my Facebook channel, my YouTube channel, my LinkedIn channel, even my Instagram channel. You will be that way as well. The thing I think that so many people try and do that probably needs to change. I'm just going to see if I can move my camera down a bit here. Taking up a bunch of space on this. See, and this is the good thing about having these types of simple tools. You can just kind of address what it is that you need to address and kind of just make it happen. Okay, that's a little better framing on that. That consistency part and that understanding and knowing who your audience is part is vital, and it's key to be able to understand the things that are going on with what it is that you're trying to accomplish. But spending a lot of money out the gate is just going to be that. You're just going to be spending a lot of money. But you don't even have an audience yet. You don't have a consistency set up yet. People don't know what to even come to you for. There's a lot of the things that we all see online with the marketing that's out there. It's a lot of flash. It looks good. Let's just be honest. It looks good. But here's something I want to bring to your attention right now. I'm using like a $70 webcam and a $50 microphone. You don't even care. Those of you that have been watching, you don't care. All you're caring about, or all you want to understand and know is, how do I do this? How do I accomplish it? And with this is how you accomplish it with very simple tools. Now, I use software or a platform called Riverside to record what it is that I'm doing on my computer, and you may use some certain tools as well. If you want to check out Riverside, there's a link in the description, but it's how I'm able to do my video recording. It's how I'm able to do the live streams that I do, and so on and so forth with that. Now, I did a whole video on this microphone setup and my webcam setup, which is probably like a video ago. If you're following me on YouTube, you'll see it there. And basically, I show you how to have a whole podcast studio set up for under $150, like $132 that it came out to. And the name of that video is, and I'm just trying to see here what I called that thing. I'm doing a refresh. So, Mastering Podcast Setup on a Budget. That was the name of the previous video, and it's a video that I'm talking about. And I'll link that video at the end of this one as well, so that you get a clear picture of how it is that you can accomplish the same thing. There are tools that anyone that creates content needs to have. You obviously have to have a way to record video. Now, again, you can do that on your phone. And then you have to have a way to edit video. There are platforms that I use to edit video. Doesn't mean you have to use the same platforms that I use. You can use Riverside to edit video. I love using CapCut. I have a subscription to CapCut in order to edit my videos, add a little bit of maybe flash or a little bit of, transitions, words on screen, stuff like that. Simple tools that don't break the bank. Even using a tool like StreamYard comes in very handy for recording videos and also also posting those same videos and actually doing a little bit of editing on StreamYard as well, doing live streams, those types of things. But here's what I want you to really focus in on here. What is going to be the topic? And I would suggest a topic. This is what you talk about, whether it's on your content side, creation, or it's on a podcast side. This is what you talk about. One thing, because it's the thing you want to be known for. That's the topics that you talk about, and people will come back to you consistently by you putting out consistent topics or videos on the same topic, because they know what to come to you for. And I think this is a big part of what it is that we're doing as content creators and podcasters, is just finding our groove, finding what it is that we're actually good at, finding what it is that people want to consume from us, and doing those types of things. And when you look at whatever your topic is going to be, you're only a couple of steps ahead. You only have to be a couple steps ahead of anyone watching your content. You don't have to make it seem like you know everything. Just talk about the things it is that you know. And if you're on a journey of learning, share that journey about what it is that you're learning about the topic that you're discovering, or about the topic that you're doing your podcast or your content creation on. This is important because we can drive ourselves insane trying to figure out how to do this whole thing. But I'm telling you, when you drop it back and you just become very simple with what it is that you're attempting to do, it becomes a lot easier. You do it a lot better, and people appreciate it more. Now, there will be times, especially as you may grow with this, you may want to upgrade your gear. Maybe. You may want to upgrade your editing. Maybe. But here's the thing. That's for down the road. Right now, the key thing that you want to focus on, the key thing that you really want to bring this all down to, is simplicity and having a topic to talk about that people will begin to follow you for, because they know that you're going to talk about it in a simplistic way. Again, I've done this whole podcast, this episode of the Earl Hall Show, using a $50 microphone and like a $78 webcam. Not breaking the bank here for anyone. And even if you don't have that, you have this, which is your smartphone. Start building your audience based on how it is, the simplicity of how it is that you can do it. Don't make it complicated. Don't make it so that it's too much of a chore to just put out some good content that people will actually want to be able to consume. I want to know what you're using or what you're going to attempt to use. Leave me comments below. Leave me questions below. I am the one that answers them. I pay attention to them. You will notice that on every single comment, I'm answering in the comments to every person that has one. If someone has a question, I'm going to answer the question. But the question that you never get an answer to is the question that you never ask. So make sure that you ask the questions that you need and want the answers to, so that you can do the things that you actually want to do and accomplish those things. I understand after 25 years of doing what it is that I do, that simplicity makes it so much easier. When I'm using things like different forms of really good cameras and even different audio gear, there's a lot that I have to do in order to maintain it. When I'm doing something like this, all I have to do is sit down at my computer, turn it on, my microphone is USB, my webcam is USB, and I'm ready to go. Tell me some of the things that you're interested in doing as far as content creation. Leave me a comment and let's have a discussion about that. In the meantime, make sure you watch this next video here or over here that's going to be talking about how you can have this whole podcast setup that I have for under $150. Watch it now, and I'll see you on the next video.